Good afternoon, gamers. Welcome into the Gamers Roast podcast. Excuse me. Oh god.
Welcome to the Gamers Burp Podcast.
Um, there are some ads going on for anyone that's not subscribed, so I'm going to give it a few seconds just to let all those play through. We try to have them at the very beginning so that no one has to listen to them halfway through the show and get frustrated.
Except for when Aaron and I did that hour and 20-minute episode, and everybody was just like, we got
Oh.
ads in the middle of it. Yeah, we went way long.
Yeah, we try if we go less than an hour or right at an hour, there's usually no ads. It always happens right around the 4.5 minute mark.
Hmm.
So hopefully it ends before the countdown does, and you can check out and watch us. But
Yeah.
hopefully the ads are over, and welcome in everyone to the Gamers Roast podcast. I'm your host Joshua J. Alongside me, Wesley Lance.
Hello, everybody. Oh, yeah, we got to do this thing. Oh, it's mirrored. Sorry, I got to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to undo
So
wait, I can't. I don't have the coffee bag to show off, so it doesn't really matter if it's mirrored or not.
oh well, there you go. As you can tell, I'm in a new place. You can probably hear a little bit too. It's a little echoey. I finally got moved.
Woot!
Excited.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, this is the first time recording from here, from this place.
This is the first time that we actually would have to stream.
Right.
We've been streaming like for a while now, but we technically could have gone back to the studio. We just kind of hopped over here. So this is the first time that this is actually a necessity now.
Yeah. So everything's getting set up. I mean, heck, I couldn't find mine, so I have to use my wife's headphones. I'm in the guest bedroom. I just have all my stuff set up behind me. Not a whole bunch, but just, TV.
I like the TV that you can't even see.
I mean, technically, so you know how when you set up a set, you don't friggin' set it up to be workable. Like you just set it up to look ish.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So
Chase punched the ads in the face
killed
them.
said ads.
It was one. He just pulled a One Punch Man.
I bet you it was like Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh, I forgot about. See, no, Raid Shadow Legend doesn't have ads. They just sponsor people to talk about them.
True.
Yeah.
True. And we're not sponsored, so
nope.
I take back that word. We will not mention their name.
Yeah, just in case we actually have to end up accepting a sponsorship at some point.
But yeah, so like I was saying though, you don't whenever you set up a scene or whatever, it's not functional, right? So
right.
I have like the dresser in front of me, which to get to the door, I have to climb over that now, right? That's how I have this stuff set up, and then this is on the back wall. Nothing's plugged in. It's just looking pretty.
There.
Yeah. So
I thought about having my Xbox dashboard on my TV behind me, but I was worried it'd like go to sleep or something in the middle of the podcast and
it'd pop
weird.
up with different gamer tags of people being online and all that stuff,
or something like that. Yeah.
We hope you guys all had a great Memorial Day. And spent time with family, friends, loved ones, things like that. I put out a little video. I mean, some of you saw it on Twitch. Just me and my little girl explaining why we weren't having an episode that week. And
if you're listening, I put out a little reminder on our audio podcast too. So
awesome.
We both did it. We both did our part to keep the people informed.
Yeah, we did our thing.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you guys all enjoyed though. Had some good barbecue and fun. So I'm not into the flow of everything because it's been a while, and
It's been like 3 weeks for you, hasn't it?
Yeah, because because
it was me and Aaron. Then we had a week off, and now this week.
Yep. So I'm getting back into the flow of things. So it's
it'll be what it is.
But let's start off with the coffee of the week, which I don't have because getting into the flow of things.
Yeah, we're gonna figure this one out. It might end up being that. Yeah, you could have done like Pepsi actually just released like a Nitro Pepsi, which is like a Nitro cold brew, but it's Pepsi, not coffee.
Oh yeah, no, I totally forgot we were doing this. I knew it, and then I found all the articles and all the stuff, and then you're like, "Hey, send those articles when you get a chance." I'm like, "Oh shoot, I need to do that."
Yeah,
and then I finally did, and then I forgot about it again until like 6:30. I was like, "Oh crap!" And then I ran here, got it all set up.
Also, for anybody who's wondering, yes, we are going to be streaming Sunday nights till probably mid-August. I'm in a show, and so I'm going to have rehearsals kind of on and off throughout, but Sundays I'm always going to have consistently open.
But next Sunday, this is what you don't know. No one knows. I want to record at 1:00 Sunday.
in the afternoon.
Yep, if at all possible.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, because the Xbox and Bethesda showcase is at 1 o'clock on Sunday, June 12th, and supposedly they're going to be showing a bunch of gameplay and also a deep dive into Starfield. So
Okay.
if
I'll
we
think.
can't do it live stream here, make sure you guys tune into that, and we'll definitely talk about it that night. So
Yeah.
one of the two are going to happen. So we'll either stream it or we'll talk about it that night. One of the two.
Cool. Yeah. We'll talk about it. But yeah, coffee of the week. I got my little gamer mug here again. So I don't have a bag for this to show because I actually buy this at a local food co-op where you can actually just take I take a mason jar in, I put it in, and it gives me the coffee beans. It's Equal Exchange French Roast Decaf. So I've bought it before. I was just so we really are getting into the swing of things. I was just at Purple Porch. I needed some decaf coffee because I love having decaf coffee in the evenings because I like the taste. It's a very comforting drink to me. I like having coffee in the evenings, but I cannot have caffeine. So decaf is great. So I bought some of this while I was here. I full disclosure, I have had this before. I actually had a cup last night, so this is not a blind taste test, but I'm actually gonna think about it this time. And this is weird. I feel like you're just gonna watch me drink the coffee.
The Ufrida.
The what?
I acronymed it. It was a big name, so the EFRDA or D.
Equal exchange French roast decaf.
Oh,
The
equal
e-
exchange,
yeah, Ifrida. Ifrida.
exchange, free roast, decaf with a C. Then so Ifrdik.
I'm tasting it while you're talking because
No,
otherwise we have
that's
this
fine.
really weird awkward pause.
This is like a bubbly, fizzy,
Incredibly sweet.
sugary.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually talked with my brother a little bit about this last night because I had some buddies over and I made a pot of coffee. He had some. It's good. It is not amazing. It's kind of your average-ish decaf. I would say above average. Like it definitely tastes better than something like Folgers or Starbucks. I think I've definitely been ruined by three avocados again. It just or even that Pabst coffee that Aaron and I had a lot of really good flavors. This just I mean it tastes good. I
Yeah,
think it is let me see here. Oh, let me do the screen share
yeah.
thing.
Pull that up. Pull that up.
I
You.
will say Equal Exchange, their whole thing is sharing profits and fair trade. So like that's their business model. So if you want to talk about people that are doing good with coffee, Equal Exchange is the like one of the best places to get coffee. It's part of the reasons I buy it because yeah, it's good. So I really put Starbucks Fall Blend at 6.5. That's better than Shibo. Oh my word. I'm gonna put it just under the refinery coffee roasters, I think. Equal
Okay.
exchange the French
So you
roast
mentioned Folgers.
decaf. Yes,
So I
because we've
have a
tried a
confession.
Folgers. What?
So Folgers is something I always try with my grandma. It has a special place in my heart. Okay.
Yes.
I
No,
have
I know
not
that
had a
you
Folgers.
kind of like it.
Oh, I don't kind of like it. I really like it. I haven't tried Folgers again in a very long time. So, for those of you that don't know, I am a salesperson for Unique Home Solutions here in Indy. That's kind of what I do now. And so we went to a lady's house. Um, Wonderful lady. She was very, very, very nice. Um, you're not supposed to prejudge the homes when you go to them, right? You're supposed to
Oh
go,
gosh,
go into it like
this is a
I've
great start to this
we've
story.
sold $20,000 to people in mobile homes. We've sold nothing to someone that had a huge house like worth millions. It doesn't matter what type of home. But anyway, we show up to this home, beautiful, huge home, gorgeous. Uh, on the deal, it said it was worth like $500,000. All the homes around here are that we went to. So we went into the home, talking with the lady, wonderful lady. She's like, "Do you guys like coffee?" And I was like, "Of course, I love coffee." So she poured us a cup of coffee, and I sipped it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this tastes amazing. I want another cup." So she's like, "Yeah," and she made another cup. And I go outside and I tell my buddy, I said, "Yeah, I do a podcast and we talk about coffee." I said, "That coffee's really good." I said, "I could be wrong. It could be like some Folgers or something like that. I was like, but it tastes fantastic. He's like, really? I said, yeah. He's like, well, I thought it tasted good too. I don't know. So we go back in. I asked her, I said, what's the, what type of coffee is this? She goes, it's Folgers. And I was like, oh, and she goes, mm-hmm. She's like, I actually know the owner of Folgers. She's like, and they gave me their personal recipe, and that's I used stuff they actually give me personally to make the Folgers coffee. It was amazing, dude. I loved it. So I don't know if it's just
Whoa,
super fresh or what, but
that took a twist I was not
it was
expecting.
amazing because she was like, it's Folgers. I was like, it's just Folgers. She's like, well, they gave me their personal recipe. It's amazing, and I was like,
Ow. Okay,
oh
well,
shoot.
yeah, the CEOs always keep the best
It
stuff for
wasn't bitter at
themselves.
all. That's why I didn't think it was Folgers, because Folgers has bitter taste to it. It's coffee. No bitter taste. There
Right.
was nothing at the bottom of the cup. There was no like it just stayed the same. You know how like when you end up at the last sip and it's just all that dark.
It's like kind
Yeah,
of gritty.
nothing,
Yeah.
nothing. And I was just like,
Weird.
this is amazing. But she was a nice
Huh.
lady. I told her about 3 avocados, so she's gonna have. She's like, I don't do the online ordering stuff, so she's gonna have her daughter order her a bag of about 3 avocados. So
I feel like we're like brand ambassadors for Three
I know, I
Avocados at
know. I
this
sold her
point.
Windows and
We should contact. We should contact them about getting a
right.
sponsorship.
I sold her like $24,000 worth of Windows and a bag of 3 avocados coffee. So doing what I can.
We sold her like $20,012 worth of stuff.
It was great. It was great. Great, great person. But I just had to tell a story. Folgers
Yeah.
can't beat it.
I'm really glad that I have a decaf coffee because I can actually drink it while we're recording
Oh, you
now.
can drink a regular cup, dude. Do it.
No, I
Do
can't.
it.
Actually, I drank that whole Pabst coffee when Aaron and I did it, and I didn't have trouble sleeping, so
Hey, there
I
you
don't
go.
know.
Well, if you did drink regular coffee, you could play games with me tonight. We'd have some fun.
Yeah, except I'd like to be up somewhat early
Got
tomorrow.
you. Speaking of games, before we go into the roast of the week, I do want to go a little off topic, or like not off topic, but like switch things up a bit. Before I forget,
Okay.
I've played a new game that came out on Xbox Game Pass called I think it's called War Stories or the War Untold or something like that. It's a
Okay.
side scroller. It's a sketched out art style, and
Okay.
you can
Uh-oh.
create your characters, name them, and you have to survive, almost like what happened in Ukraine, right? So, in a country
Yeah.
invaded, there's snipers everywhere, things like that. You only go out at night. You can get caught. Um, Chase was over here, so we made me, him, Danielle, and my wife Carly. Put us 4 characters in the game. Survived for like 10 days was the longest, and it was an intense game. There's super like sad moments in the game. There's real
Is
moments.
this
I mean,
is it called This War of
yes,
Mine?
that's what it is. This War of Mine. Thank you.
Okay. I was gonna say this sounds
Yeah, this
familiar.
War of Mine. It's fantastic. I don't like those type of games usually. I like a lot more first person shooter, RPG stuff. This was just very well done. It's a mature game without having like it hits on topics that are very mature. I'll put it that way.
Right. It's mature in the like thematic
Right,
sense.
right. So, but it was a fantastic game. So check that out if you guys have Game Pass.
Yeah.
Just wanted to put that out
I
there.
didn't know it was on Game Pass. I've heard of it. I don't have a lot of interest in it just because not that I don't think it's good. It sounds phenomenal. I just kind of that stuff gets to me. Especially because it was based off of an actual siege on a
Yeah.
city. Just knowing that people actually go through that stuff. But I've heard that it's an incredible
Well,
experience just being able to put yourself in those
well,
shoes.
one part hit me like you can every building you go in a scavenge has a story to it, and you can find these little like or oh gosh, the glass that the I can't think of the name that the private eyes use to magnify things. Magnifying glass. That's what it's just
Magnifying
gosh.
glass.
The glass they use to magnify things, whatever you call those. But no, you use it. You click on it, and it gives you a little bit of history. And Chase was walking around, and there was baby carriage, and he clicked on it, and there was still a little toy that was in there and a blanket, and it was like, I don't know who was here or if the baby's even alive or okay, but like it
Mhm.
started to bring in real life scenarios into the whole
Yeah.
situation. It's an intense game, but
Yeah, I've heard it is.
anyway, roast of the week. Sorry.
Wow. Why did you start with that? Now we got to transition into fun times.
Yay.
Okay. Yeah, so I like I said, most of the time I just kind of Google gaming news and see what comes up. I actually was having a little bit of a hard time finding something until I stumbled across this. And then when you sent it to me as something you wanted to talk about, I was like, all right, we have to talk about it. GameRant.com. France bans gaming related words. Just France in general. The French government is looking to ban gaming related English slang, stopping words like pro gamer and streamer from being used. This is Alex Hopley on Game Rant. Gaming terms are almost treated like their own language nowadays. Over decades of gaming and people coming up with popular terms like noob and AFK, the hobby has certainly created a lot of slang that may sound like another language to the uninitiated. PlayStation even recently went so far as to give its players a gamer dictionary, explaining in detail what many of the common gaming terms mean with in-game examples. However, just because gaming terms are commonplace does not mean that they are popular with everyone. The Ministry of Culture for France certainly does not seem content with the way gaming slang is used. Specifically, Specifically, the French government would like to remove English gaming slang terms from France's vocabulary, replacing the words with terms that better suit the French language. This isn't the first time the French language has changed a gaming term, as previously a magazine had given Link from the Legend of Zelda a strange last name. And there's a link to that. I don't know what it is, but we don't got time. Specifically, some words like pro gamer and streamer are being changed. A professional gamer will now be referred to as joueur professionnel, which translates simply to professional player. A streamer, on the other hand, will now have a less straightforward name. Those who make gaming content online will now be referred to as joueur animateur en direct, which roughly translates as direct live player. It doesn't exactly ring as well as streamer, and there are doubts as to whether any Twitch creators will change their name to fit the new title. It is important to note this is not an enforced change throughout the entirety of France. While the French government would like less English gaming slang to be used by its people, many have already adopted terms like esports and streamer, meaning that to change them now might not result in people actually removing those words from their vocabulary. However, the new terms will be binding for government workers and have already been put in place. Reactions to this news on Twitter have been mixed, as they always are. Um, with some gamers finding it strange how France hangs on to the purity of its language, while others don't mind the changes to gaming slang so long as they can use whatever terms they prefer. France's ties to gaming come from more than just bans on gamer slang. In February, a Horizon Forbidden West fan spotted an impressive tribute to the game in France. So, yeah, France apparently is trying to ban gaming terms from the French language, which, you know what? A for effort. Like, I applaud the enthusiasm to think that you can take on something as chaotic and democratic as language itself. Like that takes guts. Chase, French gamers suck, boom roast. It's not the French gamers, it's the French government.
Still showing it on the show.
Yeah, way to go.
No,
But like, why?
I feel like it's that I don't know if it was a Vine or it was a clip or Twitch thing, or not Twitch, whatever the TikTok thing is that these kids are doing nowadays. Um
Yeah,
um
TikTok.
where he's like straight to jail. I feel like say streamer, straight to
Yeah,
jail. you,
straight to jail. That
say
was
noob,
Vine, actually.
believe it or not, jail.
Jail.
Like it's like, oh gosh.
It's so weird to me that they actually thought that, like, and they're binding government employees to it. Like, I don't know. I feel now, granted, this is hard for me to envision because I always find it strange when I'm listening to someone speaking a different language and all of a sudden a random English word pops up. You see it a lot with technology because, for like it or not, English is kind of just the lingua franca of the world, and so most technology takes an English name. So you'll be listening to someone speaking another language, and then all of a sudden they'll say something like esports or Facebook or that sort of thing. Um, so I don't really have I don't know how weird it would be to hear them say joueur professionnel instead of streamer or
Well,
pro
could you come up
gamer,
with a
because maybe people just use.
could you come up with
Go ahead.
streamer in the French like can you make that?
I mean, I don't speak. I took a couple French classes. I can't speak it. I don't really know. So the difficult thing with other languages is oftentimes there's not a literal translation to, from English to another language. Stream would be one of those. They probably, honestly, I remember reading when I took French, I think they just use the word streaming. Like they say English streaming when they're talking about internet streams. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that, but so they probably don't want to be like jouer streaming.
Well,
Like,
so this is Google Translate. Who stinking knows? Um, they say le current for stream, flow, run, tide, current, like a river, right?
that'd be like a river.
Or the one on here it says flux. So we use stream, the same stream for both things, right? And we just have to know
Yeah.
in the context what it's for. So can't they just say I'm a fluxer? I mean, it sounds weird, but like it's their French thing. I didn't say it out loud.
I don't
I
like
didn't
that.
say it out loud the first time. I didn't say it in my head. I just saw flux. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
flux or flukes or
No.
however they say it.
I mean,
Flukes.
you could, I
Yeah, flukes are.
suppose.
It's
I mean,
like what? What'd you just call me?
that's how English works. Okay, really though, there are so many things in French that sound like profanity.
Oh, true.
There's an actual clause that sounds like the F bomb when you say it. Also, seal. Anybody who wants to laugh, just look up the French word for seal. It's you go look it up.
I am.
Yeah. You'll have to hit play. Don't play it on the stream or we'll get demonetized.
I just played it. Did it go through the microphone?
I heard just a voice say something. Yeah. Josh is doing it again for those who are listening later. Yeah.
It it didn't sound that bad. What?
Wait. Seal like the animal?
Yeah. Maybe I'm just not bad like you.
Oh, hold it. Wait, no, when you do Google Translate, no, that's seal like the verb. Look up the animal. Anyway, do it later. Just look up the French word for seal animal, but do it later. We got to move on.
Okay,
All
moving
right.
on.
Are we moving to state of play?
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't put it in a any type of format. So like whatever, we can do
Oh,
the
that's
state
true.
of play, we can talk about the Xbox, we can whatever you would prefer.
Actually, let's talk about the Mega Drive real quick because that won't take long.
Yeah, go for it.
It's just interesting. Okay, so this is really interesting to me. This is Game Informer. Sega reveals Mega Drive Mini 2, and here are the games confirmed for it so far. This is Wesley LeBlanc. So it's me from France, I guess. So GameInformer.com. Sega has revealed its next miniature console, the Mega Drive Mini 2. This news comes by way of Video Games Chronicle, which reports that it will include 50 games from both the Mega Drive and Mega Drive CD, including ports of arcade games and games Sega calls, quote, mysterious new work, unquote. Sega revealed this mini console during a special live stream in Japan today. It included news that the company will release the Mega Drive Mini 2 on October 27th in Japan with a roughly $75 price tag. Sega has not confirmed a release date outside of Japan, according to VGC. VGC reports that these are the confirmed games so far: Bonanza Bros, Fantasy Zone, Magical Taruruto, Shining in the Darkness, Thunder Force 4, Virtual Racing, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Popful Mail, Shining Force CD, Sylphide, and Sonic CD. The Mega Drive Mini 2 follows 2019's Mega Drive Mini, first announced in 2018. And yeah, what's weird to me about this is the fact that, like they said, they've already released well, over here it's the Genesis Mini. Everywhere else it's called the Mega Drive. It's just confusing. So they're releasing a Mega Drive 2, but only in Japan. And I've never heard of most of those games. The only games on that list that I'd heard of were Sonic CD, Bonanza Bros, and Shining Force. So the rest of these, I don't know. I guess I might have heard of Fantasy Zone now that I'm thinking about it. it just seems weird to me that they're only releasing it in Japan, or that they're releasing like it's a sequel. Can you imagine if Nintendo released like a SNES Classic 2? That'd be weird.
Yeah, I when I saw it, I not excited. That's the wrong word. I was like intrigued.
Oh right, because you were a Sega guy.
Yeah, so I was intrigued. I'm bummed that they didn't do the Dreamcast. Like I know it doesn't get a lot of love, but personally, I
I feel like the Dreamcast is
oh
dead,
no, it
man.
is.
I don't think
It
it's ever
it
coming back.
100% is dead. I liked it so much. But yeah, I looked through these. I remember hearing um Bonanza Bros sticks out to me. Um Thunder
Only reason I
Force.
know about Bonanza Bros.
Um
Only reason I know about Bonanza Bros is because Sonic Sega All Stars
oh
Racing.
really?
Yeah, they showed up in
Oh,
there.
okay. But then yeah, the Sonic, that one, um, the Mansion of Hidden Souls. I'm trying to think. It sounds super
I've never
familiar, but
even
I
heard of
don't
that.
remember it. But yeah,
Tale
I
of the
liked
Dream Mansion.
Sega a lot back in the day. I mean, it was like one like first console I played on. Um, so for me, the Dreamcast was like my favorite. But
Oh my word! Sorry, I'm looking at a playthrough of Mansion of Hidden Souls. Oh, go away, Samsung. I don't care about Charlie XCX or whatever her name is. They give me an ad. It looks. Oh, this game's first of all, this game is ugly. But it's very impressive for what it's running on. It looks like a first-person Resident Evil.
yeah, again, I didn't play all of it. I didn't even play it, but I had heard of it. And I was young, so I didn't get to play many of the older games.
Yeah, it's cool looking, but yeah, I've never. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. It's a weird decision. I guess it makes sense. It looks like those are more Japanese based
Yeah,
titles, so maybe they're just like focusing on the Japanese audience.
which is
I don't know.
fine. And I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure if you wanted to get in the U.S., you could. I'm sure there'd be a way to get it.
you could
Yeah.
import it. I'm sure. Yes.
Um, but I'm good to go past that if you are. I didn't want to cut you off. Okay.
Yeah. Let's keep moving.
So Sony had their PlayStation State of Play. Um, I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't even have a PlayStation anymore, so I'm not super attached to everything. But I did want
Mhm.
to run through some of the stuff. This is from Kotaku. It said we may not have an E3 this year, but does that even matter? Sony has been running these state of play events for a while now, and tonight's installment, speaking of, I think it was the second, um, had everything from Fantasy to Resident Evil to Street Fighter to Spider Man, which the Spider Man caught my eye. While the show didn't
Yeah.
have any groundbreaking announcements, or at least on the level we'd expect from E3, that didn't really matter. I'm sure those are coming later this month. For now, we got some new Final Fantasy 16 footage, our first good look at Street Fighter 6 in its very strange career mode, a trailer uh, for a very pretty but also troubled indie game, some VR news, a Resident Evil 4 remake, and loads of other things that you can check out below. And so, check out this article. Definitely, or just heck, go to YouTube and you can literally watch everything there. But they have, like he said, Resident Evil 4. They had Stray, which is that game where you're a cat.
Stray looks
It
really
actually
cool,
does. It looks like it
honestly.
has a really cool story. That's coming out on July 19th for PC and PlayStation.
I'm a little that's my birthday. I'm a little upset,
Nice.
honestly, that I'm not this kind of makes me almost wish I'd gone PS5, but I also don't buy games very much.
Right. And
So
we have yet to see what Xbox is going to come out with next week. So hold tight. You
true.
might.
I don't know. This stray game just looks fun. It's like an open world cat simulator.
It's like Goat Simulator, but better.
Yes, this looks like Goat Simulator, but with effort put into it. That's exactly the first thing I thought of when I watched this trailer.
um,
No, I really want to play this game, and I'm hoping it comes to Xbox soon
Then they had
or
Spider-Man
eventually.
Remastered. So Sony and Insomniac announced that the original Spider-Man game, first released on PS4 back in 2018, is heading to PC on August 12th. So that's going to be exciting. I mean, to get a nice visual update for the new consoles and for PC. Excuse me, for
Yeah,
PC.
I one of my favorite things about the Spider-Man remastered is the fact that they completely changed Peter Parker's face. Just because they changed his voice actor, and then they changed his face to go along with it. And everybody, the joke is he kind of looks like if you took every white male gaming YouTuber and like mashed them together. And I can't unsee it every time I see the new Peter Parker.
Wow. And
I
that's
mean,
in the remastered?
that's the remastered version. I actually prefer the original design.
Huh.
I think he looked a little bit more like just like Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, where now he just looks a lot more generic.
Interesting.
But yeah, they completely changed him. A lot of people were saying he looks like Scott the Woz,
Hmm.
really. But
Well, yeah, check if you guys like Scott the Woz and you want to see him as Spider-Man, check it out. Uh,
yeah, that's basically what it is.
um,
Yeah, it's also cool to see PlayStation really embracing the PC
it is.
audience.
I mean, the fact that they're, they're kind of trying to take after Xbox a little bit, and which
Yeah,
works out in PC's favor. I mean, they get both, you know what I'm saying?
they get everything now.
Um, so they showed Street Fighter 6, and this is the one I got interested on. Resident Evil Village is getting a
Yeah.
VR port for
Oh, wait,
PS5.
hold it. Can we talk about Street Fighter
Oh
6
yeah,
real
go for
quick?
it.
And then we could talk about that. What's interesting to me is I hate fighting games. I hate them. Like I've tried them. I always get frustrated. I always just end up button mashing. I think they're elitist and dumb.
I could agree.
I know that there's a lot of people that legitimately like them. If you get enjoyment, fine. I cannot do it. But to see it go open world career mode like this is very interesting. I also love the art style. I watched the trailer. It's mesmerizing. It looks like it's going for like this graffiti sort of art style, and when you land a good hit, it like spray paints in the air. Like it looks visually stunning. I'm not going to play it. I hate fighting games, but it's also nice to see Capcom do something with Street Fighter other than release Street Fighter 5 again,
Right.
because they've released Street Fighter 5 like 8 times. So it looks really cool. I think for fans of Street Fighter, it looks like a good change of pace. I think it looks like the fighting mechanics are still there. I think it's just going to have a cool like open world in between the matches to kind of tie everything together. So those are my
Well,
thoughts. Anyway,
it's definitely going to be a game because I agree with you. I don't play fighting games really either. It's definitely going to be one that I'm going to watch on YouTube and try to watch a lot of
yeah,
gameplay of. I mean, to me, like the only reason I don't like the fighting games is because, like you said, I suck at them. So watching
yeah,
someone that's good at them, I'm impressed and I can appreciate the work that they put in. So I'm
mhm.
excited to look
It
at it.
looks gorgeous.
Yeah, I agree. I like the art style a lot. Um, the one I was referencing that I thought was really cool is the Resident Evil Village State of Play VR port that they're going to make for PS5. We were just talking about the PlayStation VR and like what they're going to be able to do with haptic feedback, and
Yeah,
this is gonna. I'm
yeah,
excited to see how this happens. Resident Evil Village will be available for PSVR 2. When the hardware actually becomes available, is what this is saying.
yeah. If they ever get a
They
hold of that.
said, "Who needs a real haunted house when you can put a fake haunted house on your face?" And I'm just like, true.
This game does look stunning
So,
looking at it.
and everyone fans over the giant girl vampire person.
Yeah, I've never really understood that, but
I don't know. I could explain it. I could go into detail why people, but I'm not going to on this. This is a family
yeah, we're
podcast.
not gonna do that.
Um, and then also they had Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if that speaks to anybody. I'm sure it does a lot of people actually. I just mean as far as I go.
It looks I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan. I've only played remake, 7 remake, but this looks interesting that they're going back. So they've done a lot more modern stuff. This looks like they're going back to like a King Arthur medieval era, which is not new for Final Fantasy. That's kind of where it started out. But it's kind of nice to see them going back to their roots. I think it looks really cool with the giant battles. I might actually, well, I mean, it's PlayStation exclusive, so never mind. I don't have a PlayStation. You're making me regret buying my Xbox, Josh. Basically, is what I'm saying.
Just wait until you see the Xbox showcase. Then you can tell me. They also had a new trailer for Seasons: A Letter to the Future, Callisto Protocol. Good night. Tunic, Roller Dome, uh, Eternights is
Eternights looked interesting.
it looks, I mean, obviously it's an anime. It looks like a very Japanese style of video game. Like
It's a dating simulator mixed with
right.
uppercutting monsters in the face.
So it's
So
like,
like it that's why I said it looks interesting.
"Hi, do you like chips or fries?" Boom, uppercuts vampire. "Oh, chips? I like fries." Uppercut monster. "You chose the wrong dialogue. Go back and try again." It's like, dang. That's, I mean, that's what I think of when I think of
Yeah.
those games.
I don't like dating. I've never played a dating sim. I don't want to play a dating sim. They don't look interesting to me, but just it looks like an interesting blend of gameplay
I
styles.
tried one. It's so
Also
dumb. Or the oh no.
also Seasons looks interesting. Seasons: A Letter to the Future looks gorgeous, but apparently there's been some stuff going on behind the scenes
There
there, so that's
always
going to
is.
yeah, there
Always
always is.
is. Some people just hide it
Yeah.
better. That's really all it is. You know.
Yeah,
So,
let's be real.
I mean, if you want to watch the entire show again, just go to Kotaku. They have that article there, or just look it up on YouTube. I mean, literally, just type in "state of play" and you, there you
It'll
go.
come up. Yeah.
Now the fun stuff. Xbox Bethesda
Yeah, the
Games
stuff.
Showcase will be focused on showing lots of gameplay. This is from GamingBolt.com. Journalist Jeff Grubb believes that fans might finally see proper gameplay for Avowed and Contraband alongside the expected deep dive for Starfield. After the recent packed state of play, all eyes are now on Xbox for the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase, which is scheduled for June 12th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. if you're on the East Coast or West Coast. Sorry. Um, and it seems as though, after having spent the last couple years announcing a ton of games, Microsoft will finally be focusing on gameplay with this year's showcase. That's according to VentureBeat journalist Jeff Grubb, who stated this in a recent episode of his Giant Bomb show, Grubb Snacks. According to Grubb, Xbox wanted to deliver a showcase that's loaded with gameplay from the one onset, and that's apparently been the vision for the showcase since last year. When it comes, this is a quote. When it comes to Xbox, I know that the expectation has been. The expectation has been this entire time that we're going to do an E3 show in 2022, and we want a lot of gameplay, and everyone involved should understand that. That's been the marching order since last year, Grubb said. So that's super exciting. Uh,
Yeah, we'll actually get to see some stuff
oh my
maybe.
gosh. Like, he said that the fans will finally see gameplay for Obsidian's upcoming Avowed, that we may also get a look at Avalanche Studios' Contraband, and Starfield will obviously most likely be the star of the show. That's funny. And it's possible
Yeah.
that Redfall receives new gameplay trailer as well. So all these are rumors, and it should be taken with a grain of salt. But, but, I'm excited. And
The only one of these games that I've heard of is Starfield,
oh, really?
honestly. Yeah. I haven't heard of Disavowed or anything like that. Again, I also am terrible at just buying new games because I already have so many games that I don't already play.
Right. Well, Avowed is an upcoming fantasy action RPG. It's going to be built on the Unreal Engine 5. And it supposedly is like, people are super excited about it. And Obsidian's a um, great team. They made Outer Worlds, and they're going to make Outer Worlds too. So, I mean, maybe we see a little glimpse of Outer Worlds too. Maybe that'd be awesome. I don't think it's that
I
far.
loved their trailer at E3 last year.
Oh, really? Which one? The Outer Worlds?
The Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah, it's
Because wasn't they say the game that's so amazing we don't even have a name for it
yeah.
yet? It was something like that. It was very funny.
There, and that's the. Did you ever play Outer Worlds at all?
I never did.
Well,
No,
I think it's on Game Pass. You should give it a shot. It's
it
a super
is.
fast RPG. Like, you could, I mean, you could play through it in a matter of 15 hours.
If I didn't get sidetracked,
That's true. That's true.
that's
What's
the
going
problem, Josh.
on,
I always
Jill?
get Zeal is here.
Um. So, I mean, yeah, that's true. I do too. But you should still give it a shot.
I can't leave the side quests alone, my dude.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You just have to, one bullet in the head, and the side quests go away for themselves. They just, I saw a guy. He was working for the for like the group of guys that I didn't really like. I don't want to go into it too much, but anyway, I was like, I'm gonna kill him. Take his position. Killed him. literally over half my side quests just grayed out.
You've told me this
Yeah.
story.
So just do that. So
Ozil's been here the whole time. He's just been lurking and working,
lurking
apparently.
and working. It's all good, man. I love you guys too. Super hype for Avowed. It's in the same world as Pillars of Eternity. I've never heard of Pillars of Eternity. Don't shoot me.
Never heard of either of those.
Um,
So
but yeah, so I am super excited for the showcase. I'm just I don't know. I can't wait to see what they have to do with Starfield and what they're going to do. I mean, Contraband was originally obviously going to come out in 2022. They delayed that until 2023 as well, as well as Starfield. Um, but this is going to be a co-op game, and it looks interesting. I don't know a whole bunch about it, um, but I mean, a co-op game,
we're talking about Avowed
Contraband. Yeah,
Contraband.
I don't know a whole bunch about it, but I'm super excited to just see what they have to offer. I get so excited when literally any game is I don't know on Game Pass. Like any game that comes to Game Pass, I'm gonna give it a shot. If it's why not?
Is Contraband coming to Game
Pretty
Pass?
much, I think all of their games, all of Xbox exclusive games, are coming day and date to Game Pass. All their
Well, this one
studios.
does definitely look interesting. I'm watching the announcement trailer.
Xbox. There we go.
It looks like you get to play as a smuggler. That's fun.
Yep, co-op smuggler's paradise set in the fictional world of 1970s Bayan. Bayan? Bayan? Bayan.
Bayon, yeah.
So it looks pretty cool. I mean, I would definitely check it out. Um and see what you guys think. The art style in my opinion looks really cool. Um I don't know, like it looks almost like a Payday, but
Yeah, a little bit.
with the style of if you more of a it looks like Payday like kind of gameplay, but if you had the art style of a really well done Arma game. So like it looks like it's going to be very
Mhm.
technical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It looks cool to me
Hey, if it's on Game Pass, I'll give it a shot.
cuz I remember they showed that originally in 2018, I think, when they
Oh,
showed
wow.
Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. And we all knew that we were so many years away. And now we're here. That was 4 years ago.
Welcome to the future.
The
Nothing's
future is
changed.
now. Well, a lot's changed actually.
Well,
We went
that's
through an
true.
entire pandemic and nothing's the same.
Yeah, that's true. That was I think it's a song, Welcome to the Future, Nothing's Changed.
In a sense, nothing's changed. I mean, except gas prices. But that's a whole nother issue.
Never mind. That was never mind. That's it was an XKCD comment. So definitely not that.
um, so real quick, again, getting into the whole swing of things, don't mind my rambling. I do want to know what you've been playing recently.
Yeah, not much because I've been at rehearsals and stuff. Mainly Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks was the game that I was reviewing for Geeks Under Grace. I think I talked about it when Aaron and I last
Mhm.
recorded. I just finished actually 100%ing it. I got all the achievements on it. It was easy. It was an easy one. That's why I did it because I was like, oh, this is not going to be hard to do. Um, it's a pretty fun little game. I'm definitely done with it after 100%ing it. I don't think I'll go back to it. But if you haven't given it a shot, it's on Game Pass. I think it's worth a shot. It's got really, really fun environmental puzzles. Kind of gives you me a Pokemon Snap sort of feel.
What
Um,
I heard it had a dark twist to it.
yes, it does. I don't think I'd gotten to the ending when Aaron and I talked about it. I have since finished it. And yeah, it definitely does.
What type of dark? Is it like gore dark or is it like just
It depends on your definition of mutilation, I suppose.
Do you end
So,
as a praying mantis? If you know where I'm going
no.
with that.
So, well, okay. I don't want to spoil anything.
He said, "Well."
I don't want to spoil anything. It's not graphic in any way. And you can so apparently the characters can die. I did not know this because I none of them died in my playthrough, but they can if you don't play right.
Huh,
So there's that. But yeah, I can't say anything without spoiling
gotcha.
anything. It it's not like Resident Evil Dark. Like it's not like a horror game, but given its really like fun and happy-go-lucky appearance, it's definitely surprisingly deep at the end.
Huh, interesting. What'd you give it
Mm.
rating wise?
I think I gave it a I think I gave it an 8.
8 out of 10? Oh, that's not bad.
Like it's definitely worth a play, especially because it's on Game Pass. Like it's worth a shot. Um, man, yeah. It's definitely like not one of my favorite games, but it's decently addicting. Like, and it's a lot of fun.
Gotcha.
It's not gonna win my game of the year. I mean, it's not because it's a 2020 game, but absolutely worth a play, fun, even if it's just for a couple
Right.
hours. I think I had a lot of fun with it.
Well, and Elden Ring's gonna win Game of the Year, so um,
Yeah.
that game was just phenomenal. Yeah, I've been playing NHL. Nothing fancy. Haven't had a lot of time to play since I've been practicing like my sales pitch and just trying to like you wouldn't believe trying to start a new job like sales, you'd have to go through so much training and literally it felt like I was going back to college for a few weeks. So that was fun.
Yeah.
But when I did get to play, I played some NHL and then like I told you that war game, the Stories Untold or
Yeah. This War of
this War of
Mine.
Mine. Yeah, I don't know. When you enter into it, there's two different things you can play: Stories Untold, and then like another deal. And that's what I always think of. But yeah,
Gotcha.
this War of Mine. So I've been playing that, and then I went and watched Top Gun
Mm-hmm.
Maverick. So the second one. Whew. Top 5 movie of all time. Like,
I've never seen the first one.
oh really? Oh,
No, I don't watch movies
the
really at
first
all.
one was amazing, and so when I was watching the second one, we were watching in IMAX, and the thing that made the movie so good was number one, Tom Cruise does all his own stunts, so he learned to fly a fighter jet. So in the movie,
Of
when
course you did.
he's actually flying the jet, like it's him flying the jet, um, and so that's really cool. So it looks amazing. It looks realistic because it's real. Obviously, they
Mm.
I'm sure did some precautions, but there's one part where he's flying insanely low to the ground, and he flies over like the buildings and stuff. And they said he actually did that. That he actually flew that low, is what I had heard.
Uh-oh.
Wait, what is not true?
Well, we are seeing a fact check.
I need
We're gonna look this up.
I need to know what's not
Did
true.
Tom Cruise fly in Top Gun 2? Cinematographer Claudio Miranda pulled a Tom Cruise. Um, it looks like they were in the aircraft.
Our cast had to be
I
in
don't
the
know.
aircraft every shot, so
No, it
really,
says no. It's looking like they really did fly
yeah, they were
planes.
really pulling those G's. Tom Cruise vomited inside the F-14 Tomcat. Um,
Okay, well, okay. So Zeal is saying the military won't let civilians use fighter aircraft. I don't
well,
know. Well, then everybody's got the
well,
wrong.
because what
I
what
guess
I
I.
was told was that he wanted to do it. Um, that he wanted to do it, and the American Air Force would not let him do it, so he had to go to another country to use. See, Top Gun Maverick marks the return of Pete Maverick Mitchell, who back in F-18 for one of his most dangerous missions. Blah blah blah. Did Tom Cruise and the Top Gun Maverick cast really fly their planes? To quickly answer this question, yes, Cruise and his co-stars really did fly planes for Top Gun Maverick. What's interesting is how much work and thought the incredible sequences. For Top Gun, Cruise had created a 3-month Navy-approved boot camp training course for himself and his co-stars, according to IGN. I think they went on the set of film. It is like to be a Top Gun pilot. You can't fake that. We wanted to capture every bit of that, and shooting it was real for us. So he worked with the Navy for 15 months to
They
find the
wrote
perfect way.
they rode in them, not flew them.
Got it.
So they really were in the plane. They just weren't flying the plane. So that makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Still, also, your cats seem very
Oh
upset.
yeah, they making me angry. The mountains are less than 100 feet off the wingtip, and you're moving so fast. There was some cloud covered times in the back seat. You can't necessarily see what's going on. Yeah. So yep. They, um, yeah. I mean, this is saying actually flew planes. So I
They were in the planes. I don't think they were flying them.
got you.
Came for the coffee, stayed for the cat. Robert should not the Robert that usually watches, but Robert the cat should co-star.
So I mean, heck, yeah. So he might not have been actually flying it, but the fact that he was in the plane still
Yeah, that's a big thing.
came for the coffee, stayed with the cat. They got to ride in planes, not pilot them. Um, but yeah, so I either way, like he does a lot of his own stunts, um,
Right.
and even just being in there pulling 10 Gs, like they in one part of the movie they had to pull 10 Gs. I mean, and
Yeah.
I it makes
No, that
sense
takes a toll on
because you
you.
saw all the like weight and everything of their faces and everything, and they're yes, you could CGI that, but it was so real. But going back to it, the reason I thought it was so good is number one, it was so amazingly done, and the fact of not using CGI to do what they did, and thought
Mhm.
process that went into it, but also the emotion that went into it. So they brought back a lot of the cast. Well, in Top Gun, the first one, some things happen. Someone ends up passing away. Sad, you know. And so then when his son grows up, he's in, this movie type, and
Mhm.
so Maverick's at a bar and everything, and he looks in the window and he sees the guy's son who now hates Maverick because he blames him for it, right? And the guy's playing piano, singing, goodness gracious, great balls of fire, and he looks just like his dad looked. And Maverick flashes back, and they bring back a scene from the old movie of that happening, and
Mhm.
you're feeling that emotion, and Tom Cruise didn't have to when he was feeling those emotions, he didn't have to fake them, right? Because he can actually think about the movie that was so many years ago. Think about all the times he had with
Right.
his friends. Think about, and he can have those emotions and actually have them for real. So that's why I think the
Right.
movie was so good, was just
The camaraderie of the
yeah,
cast.
just the realness behind all of it. The not the
Right.
CGI, not faking emotion, true everything. It was just a phenomenal showing.
Yeah.
So I was blown away by it. But I recommend everybody else.
Cool.
I just yeah.
I haven't seen the first one, so I don't think I can see the
Yeah,
second one.
well, yeah.
I kind of feel like I need to see the
You
first one.
don't need to. I would recommend it because then you'd feel the same emotion.
Yeah.
But you could watch the first one, and in the same day go watch the second one and still feel that same nostalgia from having watched the first one, just because you know how much time's gone by, so you can immediately
Right.
relate with that. They just make it
Yeah.
very relatable like that. And anyway, it was good. So now I'm looking at the Ace Combat games on Xbox, just trying to see like I'm not good at them. I'm not gonna buy it, but if it was on Game Pass, I would have downloaded it.
I played Tom Clancy's Hawks on PS3 a long time ago.
Yep, I remember that. I remember
I
that.
did it. I did a decent. I actually was decently okay at that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was hard.
I
Like I think okay, decently okay in that I made it through the first like 6 missions and then I couldn't get any further.
yeah, I'm not. I played a little bit, but I'm not actually good at any of those games.
It's hard. Flying games are hard.
Yeah, they make them very very. well. And if they make them well, then yeah, it makes it very difficult to fly
Then
them.
they're
Yeah.
hard.
But, is what it is. So,
Yeah. All right, we better go before people get another
oh,
ad.
I know. I know.
We got about we yeah.
So, I'm completely worn out from rock day and just destroying my arms.
Yeah. Don't rock climb the day you record next
Oh, no.
time. Don't do it.
Well, or I just need to be in shape. I mean, that could be
Well,
a bonus. I mean,
that would probably
I
help.
conquered every single one I tried to do except for one. It was at the very end of the day, and I was climbing. I was maybe 10 feet off the ground, so I wasn't super high up. These ones go 50 feet in the air. I was like 10 feet off the ground, like, and there was a ledge that I had to like go for,
Mhm.
and I was holding on the inside of two rocks like this, and so I'm perched up against the wall like this, and I'm looking over at it, and I'm like, and I let go like this, and I went to like push off and jump, and this arm just completely gave out on me, and I just fell, and I was
Ooh.
like, yeah, I went over and I grabbed onto one of the rocks, and I was like, I can't even grip it. I can't even do like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even hold myself up if my life depended on it. I was so
Oof.
done. My arms were like, we can't do it anymore. So, but it was fun. It was fun.
Wow. Hmm.
Oh man. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to the Gamers Roast podcast, listening to us talk. It's been great to be back. Sorry for the echo. Sorry for just not having everything set up right and just being all over the place. But we'll get back into the swing of things. Hopefully next week, like I said, we'll figure it out on whether what time we're going
Yeah.
to do everything. Um, Again, if we're not live at 1 o'clock EST for the showcase, just make sure you tune into it, watch it. We'll be
Yeah.
back later that night to talk about it. And yeah, keep it here. Drink your guys' coffee, play your video games, and have a great night, everybody.
We'll see ya.
And I didn't have the graphic pulled up, so it's how it is. All right, bye.
Bye.